Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel and welcome to another GT Sports Tips video. And in this video we're going to ask if there is a better way to practice for the FIA races. So this week, Wednesday, a couple of days from when this video is being recorded, a new FIA season starts. And FIA races tend to have a little bit more strategy involved. They tend to be a little bit more difficult as you're kind of based against drivers of very equal capability. So you don't really want to be going into an FIA race blind, and most people tend to do some practice. Just so you can kind of work out things like tyre wear, pit stop losses, what's the best strategy to go for, get your brake balance sorted, little things like that. If you make some time for practice for FIA, you'll definitely fare a lot better, I think. So what most people tend to do is they'll go into the online public lobbies. They shall search through the track list. They'll look for the track for the race that they're going to practice on. In this case, the first race in the manufacturers is at the Red Bull Ring Short, the short version, so missing out around about half the track. That brings you up a list of lobbies that are using that track. As you can see on the list there's a number of people already practicing, which is not surprising given this video is made just a couple of days from when the season opens. However, when you go into an online public lobby, you are at the mercy of a number of things, which I think kind of puts you at a disadvantage. You've got to trust that that person's got the correct settings. You can then find yourself waiting around in the lobbies to know when they're ever going to start a race. It tends to be a widespread of capabilities within these lobbies as well, so there's a fair chance your race might be taken out at the first corner. All sorts of things can kind of mean you can waste a lot of time in an online lobby looking to practice for the FIA, when personally I think there is a better alternative. So what is that alternative? Well, from the main screen you go into arcade and you choose custom race. And what this will allow you to do is basically set up a single player race exactly as in the FIA setting. So first you choose your track. Obviously this first race is at the Red Bull Ring Short. Make sure you know the settings before you go into this point. Use the app or use it on something on your phone or something. So it's set at 0445. Choose your car. In this case we're choosing the Mustang Group 4, and we come on to this screen. From this screen you then just set up the race exactly as the settings are for whichever FIA race you're practicing. So I know there's 23 laps on this one. Make sure you turn the boost off because it's on by default. Set the rolling start interval down to 0. Choose your fuel and tyre multipliers, in this case 4 for fuel, 7 for tyres. This setting here is very important, you must change that from low to real. Then you can change your opponent's settings, make sure they're professional, change them to whatever category you are. Have a quick check over everything. What I always do is start myself in first, and then I adjust the number of cars in the race down to 2. This means you get minimal interference from the AI cars that are in the race. If you have a full grid, they're so slow, you end up overlapping them quite quickly and it can ruin your practice. If there's just the one AI car to worry about, then that becomes much less of an issue. If you find they're really slow, you can then change them up a category. What I tend to do when I'm practicing a Group 4 race is make the AI car a Group 3 race, which just means that they're not really on the same part of the racetrack as me. Just double check your settings again, make sure you've got everything correct. I think in this video here I forgot to change the penalty settings. There we go, I think we changed them now. So you want, obviously for the Red Bull Ring, quite important to have the penalty settings correct, obviously with the track limits, so we've got that changed to week, and I think that's us now got everything right. And from here we just hit the start race button. So we get a quick loading screen, and we come on to this one here. Now that's very important at this part, is to then go into car settings and make sure you change BOP to on, because by default your car will not have BOP on, balance of performance. It will be on its natural settings. Therefore, if you practice like that, then the car's not going to be representative of what you want the car to be like. And that is us pretty much good to go. We've got a custom race set up with the FIA settings, and onto the track we go. And that's taken all of 4 minutes since we started the video, and in reality it only takes about 2 minutes from switching the actual game on to being in this setting here. So this is why I choose a Group 3 car. It'll just pull ahead of me, it won't get in my way, and then I can just concentrate on running my car in this environment and kind of getting a good feel for the car and getting a much better quality practice, I feel, because really in practice you don't want your race being interrupted by other people. You don't want them getting in your way, bumping into you, racing about in a sort of fashion that you might not necessarily be doing. You've then got a good indicator of how your tyres are going to work, how your fuel's going to work, and again, Things like you don't know when the race is going to start in an online lobby, you are fully in control here. You mess the first corner up, you just hit restart the race again, do 3-4 laps, get a feel for how your brake balance is going to be, make an adjustment to the brake balance, restart the race again. It's just all in your fingertips here, nice and quickly, without that kind of hassle of having to trust the host to the lobby. Again, it's maybe something that's like a grid start, you can then just keep restarting and restarting and restarting until you find the perfect settings for starting your car from a grid start. This is the way I practice for all FIA races. I find it much more beneficial just to kind of understand my car. So for example, in this one, the Mustang's a little bit limited in fuel, so I can just sort of run in here, find out where I've got to change on the kind of rev counter. It's around about 85%. Actually, the Mustang's not as bad on fuel as some people make it. It's actually really good at saving fuel, just by changing just a little bit early. But yeah, I just find this is a much better way to practice. Honestly, give it a little bit of a try. I think you might be surprised. I think you might actually find yourself going to practice in races this way a little bit more. One worry that some people have, and it's kind of something that's carried over from previous Gran Turismo games, is that the offline settings or grip levels feel different to online. That was definitely a thing back in the GT5 days. I do remember it myself, but I can assure you 100% that practicing in this environment is exactly the same as practicing on the online environment. The car will act exactly the same. You'll set exactly the same kind of lap times, and everything will just transform directly over from here into an FIA lobby, or indeed a public lobby as well. So yeah, I just wanted to pass this little bit of a tip on. I'm not entirely sure how many people out there are aware that you can kind of practice offline, or practice solo if you like. I do think if you kind of take this up, I promise, but I can't make promises, that would be a little bit silly, but I'd be quite confident you'll start getting better results. You'll just go in better prepared. Let's just say you've only got 40 minutes before the FIA race starts. You're maybe not going to find a lobby that's going to be ideal for you. Again, you're not going to know where to start. Set this up. You're in control. You can find out all your things about your fuel consumption, your brake balance, how your tyres are going to perform, the difference between the tyres, how long the pit stop is, all extremely quickly in this environment. Anyway, we'll wrap the video up there. Hopefully this has been helpful for you with the FIA season just around the corner. Let me know in the comments if this is kind of maybe something new to you, maybe you've learned something here. That is the idea of the channel, is for me to try and help other drivers out there. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye now.